Good morning, everybody. Um, it's Saturday morning, and This is my morning version, y'all. We're getting the real stuff today. but Anyway, I hope everybody's having a great weekend so far. If you're not yet, you will. Just hang in there. But I wanted to talk a little bit about um, anxiety. A lot of people deal with anxiety, on a daily basis, sometimes multiple times a day. I know that some of my friends and I have had conversations recently on, you know, how we deal with our anxiety, what sometimes brings it on. And it's actually become really interesting because we there's kind of a group of us at work. Well, not a group. There's like a few of us that we've been able to kind of talk about it with each other. So it's almost like we have our little support group, and we'll check in with each other and stuff. But there was a couple of instances of things that happened. One of them was a friend of mine named Linda, and she was having uh, she said, like she described it, it just kind of came out of nowhere, and she started having a real anxiety attack, and she didn't understand why. She wasn't sure what happened. I'm like, come on, let's go outside. So at the time, I didn't really know what I was doing, but we just went outside, and we started talking about all sorts of bullshit, just stuff, and it helped her because when we were walking back inside, I'm like, so how's the anxiety? And she's like, yeah, it's gone. And what I realized was it was just getting her out of her head, you know, um, not to even try and focus immediately on, although we did talk about, think about what brought it on, what, made it happen. But sometimes I think that can be even worse because then that gets you even more in your head. So it was one of those things where, we just laughed and had a nice conversation, and the next thing you know, she's feeling better. And then there was this other incident that happened, and I work for you guys that don't know. I work in a plant where we make face masks. So we sit at these machines, and usually there's a team of people, but this particular day I was working a machine all by myself, and it's like I love it when I'm working by myself because I can have my music on and you're just doing your thing. You don't have to depend on anybody for, any of it. You just are making it happen. And time goes by fast. But there was this lady that um, I've become friends with at work, and she as well has anxiety. But it was one of those things where she came over and said her machine was broken, so she was going to help me for a minute. And she's probably one of the sweetest, nicest people that I've ever known. And so I was like, oh, yeah, this is cool. We'll have fun. And she's very fast moving. And I love that about her. It's not me, but I love that about her. And when she came over, it was like all of a sudden something changed in my dynamic as far as now there's lots of movement going on. And it wasn't until later that I really started thinking about it, but all of a sudden I started feeling this rise of anxiety coming up, just started in my stomach and just started like flowing up through the top of me. And I felt this panic start to come over me. And I had to it was like the fight or flight kind of a thing while I was going to flight. So, I got up, I told her, I said, I got to go to the bathroom. And she's like, yeah, cool, cool, I got it. And so I took off and I started walking. It's not a far walk, but it's enough that it can kind of get you out of your head. So I'm walking to the bathroom, and I see another friend of mine, and he could see it in my face, and I'm like, the tears almost started to come. He's like, "What's wrong with you?" And I'm like, "I don't know. I'm just having this anxiety." I, Is it Keisha was moving fast, and like it just brought this well of anxiety over me. So anyway, long story short, I started to process it. And it wasn't for probably a week that she and I talked about it. And of course, she's feeling bad. And I'm like, no, don't. I said it was just one of those things where it helped me to realize. And I think some of it has to do with, just the way I process things and the way my mind works. But I got up and I moved and I walked and I processed it and it started to calm down. So, and like she shared some of her stories of anxiety and stuff too, and it's like there comes that the times when you're having anxiety and you can either just kind of let it overwhelm you, which a lot of us do, and I will admit there's times that I even do, but then there's those times where if you try and get yourself out of your head and move. For me, it's the movement. Get up and walk. Get up and go. I don't care if you got to go outside and take a quick walk or, change what you're doing at the moment. And so I guess what I'm talking about today is maybe just trying to give y'all some tips and some things that work for me and some of the friends that I'm dealing with that are sharing those same experiences. Because unfortunately, it can be the big things in life. We've got bills to pay. The car's not running right. I don't have what I want the way I want it in my life. All of those things can bring on severe anxiety. And I think that that's a normal part of life. But it's how we react to it, I think, that really can make or break us. We can, let it really just overcome us, or we can do something about it. And whether it be you're taking vitamins, or you're saying a prayer, or you get up and walk, or you go play with the dog, or you call a friend and say, hey, I need you to get me out of my head, because I think that it's not that you're going to ever not have anxiety, but I do think that anxiety is one of those things that I'm learning within myself, that it doesn't have to control me. I can control it. Now, I may not be able to control when it comes on. Sometimes it could be like with Linda. She didn't even know where it came from. It just poof was there. When my anxiety with the fast movement came on, I didn't understand it until later when I thought about it. And then it was like, okay, this is why that happened. Now, I still am not quite understanding why that seemed to bring on anxiety for me. But at least I recognized what it was. And now I'm not afraid that every time somebody moves fast in front of me that I'm going to have an anxiety attack. But I do know that if it happens again, I'll understand it a little bit better. So I just wanted to kind of put that out there for you guys and let you know that you're not, if you do have anxiety, if you suffer with anxiety, you're not alone. You're not alone. A lot of us do, but it's just really how are you going to react to it? What are you going to do? And I hope this helped. I hope you have a great weekend. I am going to try and make a few videos this weekend. I'm trying to, got kind of a free weekend, going to spend some time with a good friend. And got a little excitement coming up this weekend. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. But you guys have a great one. And I will get back with you soon. Bye.